arcade chain in and around. Well, it's mostly in and around New York City. They've got a couple places in Philly. A couple that have stood out to me. They rotate them too, so they're constantly between their locations. They've had a Chicken Shift, which is a really bizarre game where it's like a puzzle game, and there's different levels, but the sort of entry level is there are these chicken eggs that are kind of falling from the sky, and they're going down these ramps and tubes and whatever, and you got to rearrange them so that the eggs don't fall. They have an Atari fire truck in the nice version, the 2-player version, where somebody's sitting in the front controlling, driving the front of the fire truck, and somebody's sitting in the back, driving the back of the ladder truck. They have an anteater, very uncommon game where you're essentially an anteater on top of an anthill and sticking your tongue down into an ant farm, right? Trying to eat all the bugs, and different bugs can attack your tongue, right? That's another one of those games where if you just play it for 30 seconds, you will immediately die. You'll lose all your lives. You'll lose your quarter, and you'll get angry unless someone has to tell you how to play the game well. I like the 1-Up arcade chain out in Denver. So not arcade 1-Ups, right? So the 1-Up arcade chain out in the Denver area. They've got 3 or 4 locations. There's a cool place out in Colorado Springs called the Manitou Springs Penny Arcade. So this is a place that has an extremely vast collection of games in terms of the time that they span, and they go all the way back to nickel arcades from like the World War II era, and electromechanical computer games, and then a bunch of 80s and 90s stuff, and similar with pinball. So that's just a wild selection of stuff. And even though it's not really another one that kind of sticks out in my mind, it's really a pinball place, not a video game